As your assignment for today, I asked you to identify weaknesses in the logic model for childhood obesity and stakeholders who might impede the implementation of the strategy. Let me give you my own analysis of those issues, beginning with the strategy for nutritional labeling. The strategy requires advocacy to food and beverage manufacturers, advocacy to restaurants, perhaps to schools. Advocacy strategies are fraught with uncertainties. Whether we can reach the people we're trying to persuade, whether they have the power to make the decision, whether they have the incentives to make the decision. So all of those are potential questions about whether we'll succeed with the advocacy strategy. And even if we succeed, even if they adopt the labeling we're asking for, is that going to affect anybody's behavior? There's a good deal of evidence in the realm of behavioral economics that merely informing people that something is bad for them does not affect their behavior. Maybe we need to use strategies in addition to food labeling to actually get people to pay attention to what is harmful for them in their food and drink. Let's talk about stakeholders who may impede the implementation of this strategy. The very people we're advocating to, the food and beverage industry, may not like a strategy that reduces their sale of junk food and sugar-sweetened beverages. So one question is, how could we get them on board? One possibility is that there's a great deal of interest in corporate social responsibility these days, in corporations going beyond the bottom line and serving the public interest, and perhaps we can appeal to that aspect of the corporate structure. Schools and school districts are also important stakeholders in this. Many school districts get funding by sugar-sweetened beverage manufacturers in order to have dispensers on campus. How might we reach the school districts and persuade them that this is not a good strategy? Can we offer counter-funding or something else? Another group of stakeholders are libertarians who just object to government regulation, even if the government regulation is designed to protect minors. Turning to the question of mandatory nutrition education, a major question one might have is it's going to be efficacious at all. Will one class or even several classes in school on the benefits of healthy food and exercise make any difference in people's behaviors? Once again, behavioral economics offers some reason to be skeptical about that. And what stakeholders might object to mandatory nutrition education? Any class that's required is going to crowd out other classes, and it may require additional resources to teach a new curriculum. So you could imagine that students, parents, and educators and administrators in school districts might all object. So turning to the strategy of building parks and playgrounds in poor neighborhoods, the first question, as it was with the others, is its efficacy. You can build them, but will they come? And if they come, will they do the kind of exercise that's actually going to have any effect on their health and on reducing obesity? And there's also the question of cost. Playgrounds and parks are not inexpensive, so that even if they are effective, will they be cost effective in terms of how much resources go into building a new park or playground? Turning finally to stakeholders who may not be happy with parks and playgrounds. They may be very happy with the neighborhood as it is, and they may be worried that any open spaces, instead of being used for recreational purposes, will be used by drug addicts or may become a haven for homeless people. I've mentioned a few of the weaknesses and problems of implementation of the three strategies. I hope you've thought of more. Perhaps I myself have succumbed to the fallacy of overconfidence and not seen enough problems with the logic models and strategies that I've designed.